It was New Year's Eve, and Ethan sat alone in his dimly lit apartment. The faint sound of fireworks echoed outside, but inside it was eerily silent. He didn't mind spending the evening by himself. He had done it before. But tonight felt different. At 11:58 p.m., his phone buzzed, startling him. It was a text from an unknown number. The message read, "Make your wish before midnight or the clock will claim you." Ethan chuckled nervously. A prank, he thought, shaking his head. But as he put the phone down, the lights flickered, once, twice, then a third time before stabilizing. He stood up and walked to the window to distract himself. Outside, the street was empty, save for a few snow-covered cars. Fireworks burst in the sky, their light reflecting off the snow. But then he saw it. A shadowy figure stood across the street, motionless. Ethan squinted, his breath fogging up the window. The figure wasn't moving, yet its presence felt overwhelming. He tried to look away, convincing himself it was just a trick of the light, but when he glanced back, the figure was closer. Now it stood at the edge of his driveway. Ethan's pulse quickened. He stepped back from the window and grabbed his phone. The clock read 11:59 p.m., another buzz, another message. "You're running out of time." Suddenly, the sound of ticking filled the room, loud, mechanical, and relentless. Ethan spun around, trying to find the source, but there was no clock in sight. The ticking grew louder, drowning out even the fireworks. The doorbell rang. Ethan froze, staring at the front door. He hadn't heard anyone approach. Slowly, he crept toward it, his hands trembling. Through the peephole, he saw nothing, just darkness, and then a voice, low, distorted, and right outside the door. "Open the door, Ethan. Midnight is almost here." The lights flickered again, and the ticking became deafening. Ethan backed away, clutching his phone. The clock struck 12. For a moment, everything stopped. The ticking, the fireworks, even Ethan's breathing. And then came the scream. It wasn't his own, it was inhuman, piercing, and filled with rage. The lights went out completely, plunging the apartment into darkness. When they came back on, Ethan was gone. When neighbors checked on him the next morning, they found the door locked from the inside. There was no sign of Ethan, but sitting on the coffee table was an old, dusty clock, its hands frozen at 12. They say the clock waits for its next victim every New Year's Eve. If you hear it ticking, don't answer the door. It might be your last countdown. Subscribe, or the clock might strike for you next.